Today on our 2016 Honda HR-V, we're going to be taking a look at and installing the CURT Class I Trailer Hitch Receiver, part number C11416. Here's what this hitch is going to look like once it's installed on the vehicle. As you can see, it maintains a pretty clean look to where it's nicely tucked up against the fascia on the underside there. And it doesn't come too far out, but it does come out far enough to make sure that you'll have plenty of clearance with just about any type of accessories you may want to put in here. Features the 1/2-inch hitch pinhole in order to secure any accessories that you may want to put in there. And it's got the 1 1/4 by 1 1/4 inch receiver tube opening with nice reinforcement collar to help give it that nice clean look, but also help reinforce to make sure it's sturdy here. And it's got the steel plate style safety chain connection points with good size openings, so the majority of your safety chains you should be able to get connected in here without really any problem. It mounts up with 3 attachment points, 2 on either frame rail and 1 to the factory tow hook that's right on the underside here, and it's a pretty straightforward, easy installation. This hitch features a 200-pound max tongue weight rating and a 2,000-pound gross trailer weight rating. And you do want to be sure to check the owner's manual to see that your vehicle is capable of that type of weight. And overall, I like the clean look that this hitch maintains while still giving you plenty of room and good usability for any type of accessories that you may want to put in here. When using this hitch with all non-trailer loads such as bike racks or cargo carriers, CURT does require the use of a stabilization strap. We have those available on our site, part number 18050. So now let's give you some measurements to help assist you with your selection of hitch mounted accessories such as bike racks and cargo carriers. The distance from the center of the hitch pinhole to the outermost part of the rear bumper is about 3.5 inches, and the distance from the top inside edge of the receiver tube opening to the ground is 13.25 inches. Now, let's show you how to install this hitch. First thing we're going to need to do to begin our installation is we're going to need to trim out a section on the driver's side of this underbody panel, and I've already got it marked here according to the instructions. But we're going to have to do this because this one's a front wheel drive model, but the all-wheel drive models do not have this cover under here on the back. So then now we've got access to our attachment point right there that will have a carriage bolt coming down through. So now on the passenger side, in order to gain access to the attachment point, we're going to need to let this exhaust hang down, and we'll have to remove the hangers from the rubber isolators up there. I'm going to put a little bit of penetrating spray on there to help assist with the removal. That will just make it a little bit easier. And we've got 2 hangers on either side back here. If those 2 don't give us enough room to let the exhaust hang, there's 1 more further up that we'll be able to take down. So I'll use a pry bar in order to begin pushing that off of there, and I can just get it off the rest of the way by hand. I'll do the same thing over here. But as you can see, just those 2 hangers lets it drop down far enough that we'll have access to that hole. On this passenger side, in order for that hitch to properly seat all the way up against the frame rail there, we're going to need to take this heat shield and just bend it back a little bit, approximately 3/4 of an inch. And you can do that by hand, or you can use a pair of pliers if you'd like. Now with the kit comes 2 carriage bolts, and as you can see they're different lengths. We need to make sure that the longer one goes on the driver's side. So over here we'll be installing the shorter one. We'll be sending our coiled end up through the hole that will be our attachment point, and we want it to come out the access hole. It's right here in the frame rail. Then once that's pulled through, we can slide on our square hole spacer and then our shorter carriage bolt. And then we'll slide those up into the frame and gently pull them through so that it comes down through that hole, which is our attachment point. Then we'll do that same thing on the driver's side, just with the longer carriage bolt. So now we can take this 7/16 U-bolt and hang it over our tow hook there. So now with the second set of hands, we'll put the hitch up into place and we'll get it started just with our U-bolt. Then we'll get 2 of the 7/16 nuts started onto that U-bolt to hold it in place while we get the rest of our hardware through and started. And all the hardware is 7/16 of an inch, so all the flange nuts are going to be the same. So then we can get the rest of our hardware started. So now using an 11/16 socket, we can begin to tighten up our hardware. So now, once all of our hardware is tightened, we can go back and make sure that it's torqued down to the specification listed in the instructions. Now we can reinstall our exhaust. A little tip for you if you're having a problem getting this hanger that's closer towards the center of the vehicle back on, sometimes you can use a little flathead screwdriver or small pry bar in order to help pry that down to get it into position. And that's going to complete our look at and installation of the CURT Class I trailer hitch receiver, part number C11416 on our 2016 Honda HR-V.
Click the link below to shop, learn more, or visit us at etrailer.com.